Hello everyone, my name is Anthony Benning and I'm going to be your instructor for this course. In the following video, I'm going to be showing you all how to navigate Blackboard Ultra, at least according to how I've set it up. Now unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to record multiple videos for all of my classes, so I'm going to use like one course as a kind of sample video. Now all of my courses are pretty much set up exactly the same in Blackboard Ultra, and so I do that in order to keep it simple for students, so that way students who continue to take classes with me know what to expect. So everything's pretty much going to be in the same kinds of areas. They're going to be in the same kind of look. I'm just going to show you essentially the basics of navigating my courses through Blackboard Ultra. So let's get started.
Okay, so first up, I'm going to show you, of course, you have your list of courses that are going to be there. Now mine, I have quite a few of them, mainly because I'm teaching quite a lot this semester. I'm just going to go ahead and select one, and then I'll walk you through how to navigate Blackboard Ultra. So I'm going to go ahead and select my British Lit 1 class here. Let me go ahead and set it as student preview, though there's not much of a difference between student preview and instructor view. Okay, so this is what your course should look like once you have logged in and you've selected a particular course. Now, in all of my classes, everything is separated into folders. So once I actually have my navigation video set here, you'll be able to see that where it says start here. But directly beneath that is the course information, where you can see the folder for that. Now, every folder is collapsible or expanding. So if you click on, say for example, the course information folder, it expands to show you what's within that folder. So in course information, for example, you'll be able to see the course syllabus, the course outline, and the course schedule. Now the course syllabus is incredibly important because this is all essentially the legal information that that OC has to provide to all students about the course. And so you can definitely go through all of this in order to learn information about the course. Now, the sections that I would particularly pay attention to are going to be faculty information. So if you click on that, it tells you information about me, how to contact me, what are the best methods of contacting me, and also where I'm located on campus at OC, and of course when my campus office hours are. It also includes some information, as I said, about me, about my preferred methods of communication, and it includes a picture. At the very bottom, there is a CV, or in other words, a resume, that you can also download as well. Now, these three little dots here are going to be really important. Now, that's where you can actually click on it, and you can actually download the original file, so you can actually view it on your computer. Now, the little X here is how you can move from one window to the next. In this section, and then you can move on to, say for example, grading. Grading is essentially how I have how all the assignments in the course are going to be weighted. For example, discussion boards and journals, which there are quite a few of them, all of those are going to be averaged together, and that's going to be 20% of your grade in this class. The same thing with essays. Essays will only have one assignment in that category, and that category will be worth anywhere between 15 to 20% of your grade, depending on the class that you're taking with me. And of course, you can go to course policies. This is where I tell you, that you need to, of course, present original work, that I do accept late work, but there is going to be various penalties for that, depending on which class you're taking. And of course, I do ask that you do attend class regularly. Now, even for web classes, that means logging into Blackboard regularly. So I would suggest probably logging in maybe once every day or two, so that way you can at least accomplish something within the class. So do like a small assignment or something like that, or at least log in to review some material. Just make sure that you're logging into Blackboard regularly. At least try to make it a habit. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move on from the syllabus. The next section that's going to be pretty important in this section is going to be the course schedule. Now, this is where I have outlined everything. Now, in all of my classes, I basically outline everything from the first week to the last week. I include all the what it needs to be read that week. I also include what assignments need to be due. Now, I will send out weekly announcements at the beginning of each week that include this section from the course schedule. However, you do need to be proactive and actually look at the course schedule so that way you can see what is coming up. So, for example, it would be a good idea to go ahead and take a look at when the first essay is due, which I have in bold here. The same thing with readings. So in order to keep up with the material in the course, you are going to need to kind of look ahead, and that's where you can look at the course schedule. Now, coursework is where you're going to be spending most of your time in this class. I have everything separated according to weeks and to the essays. So there's a folder for each week, and there's a folder for each major assignment, including the essays and final exam for each of my classes. Now, if you click on the folder for week 1, it includes everything that is going to be due this week. So, for example, you have on the first day of class, you do have a couple of assignments that you need to complete. Don't worry, they're very simple. All you have to do is just read them or fill out a form and then just answer a quick question. There'll be easy hundreds towards your participation grade. Now, the readings will also be included for this. Now, for my British literature students, I don't need you to read all of Beowulf within week 1, but you can get started with it by downloading the PDF here. Or taking a look at the online version. So that's why I have option 1 and option 2 here. Now, if you click on the PDFs, you will see 3 PDFs that you'll need to download. And that's where you can go back to these ellipses that are here off to the right, download original file, and then you'll be able to read it. For some of my other classes, I might provide links, and those links will look something like option number 2 here, where you can actually click on it and it'll take you directly to a link, a web version of that article. Now, the next thing that you'll see here, I do have some presentations in all of my classes. These are typically video presentations that I've created and posted to YouTube. You can watch them directly in Blackboard, or you can actually go to the YouTube's website to actually view them there. Now, if you are having some issues, say for example, you are a dual credit student or you're a student who is at a high school and you're using the high school's computer, you might experience some limitations as far as YouTube access. So if you are experiencing those kinds of problems, please let me know as soon as possible. The other thing you can potentially do is I try to, with each of my presentations, to also include the PowerPoint I used to create that video presentation, which includes most of the time voiceovers. So you can also download the PowerPoint presentation as well if you don't have easy access to YouTube. Now, the next assignment that we're going to look at are going to be discussion boards. Now, for all discussion boards, you can click on the discussion board link right there under week 1. Now, when you after you read the instructions and you're ready to type your response, as you can see, I already have a response loaded. What you need to do is you need to type your response or copy and paste it directly into the text box that says type a response. Once you click on it, you'll be able to see that it expands, and it also gives you some options as far as editing tools. So, for example, I can sit here and say, hi, my name is, and then continue typing. Or you can type it someplace else and just simply copy and paste it in here. Once you are ready to post, you can go ahead and click on the respond button and your post will be submitted. I can go ahead and get cancel. You will be able to see the rubric and the grade that you get once it has been graded. And so all those details here will be off to the right. Now, for some of the discussion boards, you will need to reply to other students. So what you'll need to do is just scroll down until you see a student that you want to reply to or somebody that you want to reply to and click reply. And then that's where you'll type in your reply. Now, for the essays, the submission process is going to be slightly different. So when you click on the first essay, and it's going to be slightly different from what you might be expecting from previous classes or previous versions of Blackboard. So you'll want to click on the essay, you want to view assessment, and you'll have a selection there that says add content. Right? From there, you'll be able to actually load an attachment. So you'll click on the paperclip here. You'll be able to select your documents, whatever it is that you need, wherever it is that you're going to have. Select it, open it, and it'll attach. Once you have done that, you'll be able to hit submit. Make sure to hit submit, otherwise I won't be able to see it. So don't just hit save and close. Once you're finished, hit submit. And just like with the discussion boards, I grade everything with a rubric, and so I'll use the rubric to actually grade your assignment. In the essays too, because they're attachments, I will be able to write comments directly onto your essay itself. So when it comes to the attachments, please make sure that you upload a Word or PDF document. Those are the file types that work best with Blackboard. Any other file type, Blackboard just does not recognize. And so please also do not submit a Google Doc link. If you are using Google Docs, you should be able to export your file or download it as a Word or PDF file and then upload that document to Blackboard. Okay, next up is I'm going to show you all where you can actually access the calendar, which is up here at the top. The calendar, I suggest looking at the month view, so that way you can actually see assignments. So for example, if you scroll down to the month of August, you'll be able to see the first few assignments that are due the first week. You can also select discussions, so you can actually have direct access to the discussion boards. This little symbol here means that there are new postings there, so you want to make sure and take a look at that. So for example, I've already posted an example post in my British Lit class, and it is viewable here. Now if you see something that's like highlighted in purple, that means that it hasn't been viewed yet. Once you've looked at it for a couple of seconds, that will go away. The gradebook is exactly what it says, is the gradebook. So as I grade assignments, your grade will be input here, and you'll be able to see what your overall average is here at the top. So you will have a running calculation of your average as I grade assignments. You can also submit messages, all right, or send messages to the instructor or to me, and so that way you can actually see them. Now, I would strongly suggest not using the messages in this in Blackboard, because Blackboard is not at the moment. Ultra is not very great at telling me that I have got new messages from students. What I would strongly suggest is to actually send an email directly to my OC email account, which you can find in faculty information. So this email account right here is the one that is my official OC email account. That is the one that I would suggest sending messages to. My preferred method of communication is email or text, and you can text this number here and I will receive it. The number that's listed here is my office phone number, and I'm not always in my office, but if you do call my office number, please leave a message and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I've also included my professional Gmail account just in case some emails don't go through. Now, so if you're emailing me my OC email account from, say for example, another Gmail account or from a Yahoo account, sometimes OC's security system will hold the email back. They'll put it into what they call a quarantine, and I won't see it for a couple of days, if ever. So if you don't hear from me, this is the second option that you can try, and I will answer it as quickly as possible. Typically, you want to give me at least 24 hours to respond to your email. I will typically respond to it a lot faster than that, but at least give me 24 hours to respond before you send a follow-up. I don't mind if you actually do send me a follow-up email just to see if your previous one has gone through. It's not going to bother me whatsoever. If I don't respond within 24 hours, more than likely I didn't get your email. So that's definitely something to consider as you're when it comes to communicating with me. All right, so that is Blackboard Ultra in a nutshell. If you do have any questions, please be sure and let me know, and I'll be happy to help you out as much as I can. And I look forward to working with you all.